Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about the economy in Spain, especially compare its situation before and after the global financial crisis in 2008. As you can see in the graph, world GDP went up dramatically from 1999 and peaked in 2008. But after that, its GDP has fluctuated in downward trend. It can be explained that in 1999, Spain started running in the European single currency, and it seems like the gates to economic haven had opened. Because Spain was known as the country with a history of inflation, with the history of high inflation and high interest rates. So this participation allowed them to borrow at dramatically reduced rates. The euro sparked a credit and property boom that neither the European Central Bank nor Spanish government was able to willing to stop. At the same time, that boom coincided the arrival of millions of migrants from Latin America, Eastern Europe, and North Africa, and that's why in 2007, Spain accounted for more housing projects than Germany, France, Britain, and Italy combined. And even 2.7 million Spanish workforce were active in construction sector, which was equivalent to even 13% of total national workforce. And on top of that, the boom was more pronounced, helped by two factors. One of them was the decision by regional government to put in millions of dollars into the lavish architectural design, and another was the proximity between political leaders and cashers or regional savings banks under their control. As the purple continued to inflate, it started costing the lives of more and more people, like teenagers left school without any qualification to work in construction sector, orange farmers pulled off their crops to build apartment blocks, and owners of family companies abandoned themselves to sell real estate. A recent was known as the manufacturing industries shifted to the realm of getting easy money. That's why before the crisis, the construction accounted for more than 10% of GDP. Then in 2008, the bubble burst, causing the entire economy built on the bricks and mortar to collapse. That crisis made the real estate price drop sharply, and the construction sector totally collapsed. Infrastructure projects based on huge credits also defaulted. As the construction sector totally collapsed, so that's why hundreds of thousands of people lost their jobs, leading the unemployment rate rose to very high levels. And the whole economy went into the worst recession that Spain had ever seen, and it went on from 2008 to 2014. However, after the crisis, although Spain's economy is still not as prosperous as before, it's showing some signs of recovery. Its GDP is forecast to expand by 2.1% in 2019, outperforming almost all the nations in Western Europe. And economic reforms have been implemented to make Spanish companies leaner and more profitable. And its ports have been at the heart of this resurgence. Between 2007 and 2014, Spanish export firms increased the proportion of imported components that constituted their goods and services, indicating that they became more and more incorporated within global value chains. The Spanish automotive industry received over $18 billion in the greenfield investment, an amount that has enabled it to shift its focus and increase profitability. Besides export of Spanish services accounted for even 10.5% of GDP. The figure was even better than UK. And Spain's ability to boost its export figure is also testament to the way in which its domestic businesses have managed to integrate themselves within the global supply chains. Over the past few years, domestic demand has grown steadily, expanding by 2.9% in 2017. A general return of confidence has produced businesses with the assurance that they need to begin targeting their goods and services at the Spanish market again. In order to improve the effectiveness of export as well as the domestic demand, Spain had also implemented an education system that produced more skilled workers, which will in turn contribute to the export value-added trend. Although the figure for the unemployment in Spain after the crisis has reduced, but not much, that is around 40.5%, including close to even 40% young unemployment currently. Similarly, in order to improve Spain's competition ability in the global market, so funding for research and development must be increased. Currently, Spain's budget resides at just 1.2% of GDP, which is too far below that of Europe's biggest spenders. Maybe because of those prompt incentives, Spain's economy has gradually improved and been competitive enough to be in the global economic market currently. And apart from the economists, there are some signs of trend in Spanish politics. We also refer to the economy. Recent election results shows that voters are less tolerant of political corruption and more reluctant to give any single party the huge majorities they were used to. Spain nowadays has only a minority government at the national level, which is forced to build consensus even for a small issue. That's why businesses are reluctant to do new ideas or incentives interested in the world market. And that's all I want to talk about the economic situation in Spain over the time. Thank you for listening to me.